Meghan Markle has a hard time being authentic while managing her image like it's a top secret military operation. On one hand, she's releasing dancing videos from her pregnancy in what looks like a genuine attempt to be relatable. But when it backfires and ignites rumors about her baby bump being fake, she's shocked, confused, and offended. But this is what happens when you try to curate authenticity instead of actually living it. But now, over on her As Ever business Instagram, she's reposting customers, get this, without tagging them. No credit, no username, no interaction, just pure control and manipulation. Let's talk about this and why this strategy is a complete fail. Hello everyone, I'm Star Chairs, and in this channel, we analyze videos through the lens of PR. And today, we're diving into the paradox that is Meghan Markle, a woman who wants to be seen as authentic but controls her image tighter than the royal press embargo. But first, this episode is kindly sponsored by our friend Lisa. Thank you very much, Lisa, for the coffee, as today it is tea. Cherry tea, just in case. If you want to sponsor an episode, you can do so by going over to buymecoffee.com/starchairs. It will be linked in the description below. Before we talk about her latest fail, let's talk about her failed attempt at being relatable and authentic by releasing the worst clapback video in history of her twerking in the hospital room. This was her attempt to show her real side, but instead it reignited conspiracy theories that her pregnancy was fake. And honestly, it was a mess of her own making. And this is going to be a pattern throughout this whole video. It is a mess of her own making. Let's start with the obvious and why we are talking about this, because Meghan has one of the most controlled personal brands in celebrity culture. Every photo, every article, every public statement is highly vetted, staged, and strategically placed, often through People magazine or her own PR machine. So when she releases a dancing video from the hospital room looking 9 months pregnant and twerking, it was meant to feel spontaneous, relatable, and fun, but it was also like 5 to 10 years too late. And here's the problem. When you release content inauthentically and too late for the sake of appearing authentic, people can smell it. And in Meghan's case, instead of connection, it triggered more public skepticism, especially around the long-standing conspiracy theory that she faked her pregnancy. Now, I want to be very clear. Whether this theory is true or not is not even the point anymore. The point is, when you hide and you dodge and drop performative content as damage control, like she always does, you create more questions than answers. You want people to believe you. You want people to believe your truth. Believe you, right? Then lead with it. Don't push it out directly with a wink and a caption and a clapback. This video wasn't just a cute throwback. It was a strategic upload that Meghan put out there to shift the narrative from a cold and calculated person to a warm and maternal one. But here's the deal, my friends. You can't suddenly go from secrecy to sincerity and expect everyone around you to be on board with it, especially when you've built your entire brand on control. Your audience will not connect to perfection. We connect with real. But this kind of PR move, the twerking in the hospital clip, the curated chaos, it all comes off like a planned scene in her documentary. And it doesn't build trust whatsoever. It triggers a lot of suspicion, even more. And this is why we are all here today. Because if we shift to her business page As Ever is posting people who bought her products without tagging them. And in Instagram 101, you tag people, people tag you so you can see it and they can be seen. That is Instagram 101, and she is breaking it. Meghan is reposting videos and photos of customers who received her products, which is a great move. The kind of user-generated content is golden, but here's where it gets super weird. She's not tagging anyone. No usernames, no mentions, no credit source. What the what? Why is she so afraid of people? All right, so this is the very first post. She puts, when magic hits your palette. And she just cropped it. I was like, that's weird. So then I continue going to the next one, which is her next story. I was like, maybe this is just something that happened. Poof. No. Here's another one. Absolutely not crediting anyone. Poof. Another one. Again, not crediting anyone. Just grabbed. There you go. Oh, this is hers. Never mind. Not this one. Let's go to the next one. Because when you're just grabbing and posting on yours, that's practically stealing. You're not crediting the artist, the one that purchased it and posted this. Again, boom, no credit. Boom, no credit. This is so insulting. And finally, no credit to the last one either. Let me see. This one had the honey, but it's just regular honey. I don't know. Anyways, she's practically stealing from the people who bought her stuff. Meghan is reposting customer photos and videos, but not tagging a single one. No username, no credit, no mention. It's UGC hijacking with a royal filter. This isn't community building or engagement. It's digital poaching. She's collecting user-generated content to make her brand look active and loved, but without giving visibility to the people, to the very people supporting her. When you repost someone's video without credit, it's not just missing a tag, it's engagement theft. And for a brand, again, that claims to be rooted in joy, connection, and community, that's not just ironic, people, that is manipulative. Oh my goodness. And here's the real issue. By stripping the names off these photos and videos, Meghan isn't just withholding credit, she's erasing the human element from her brand. There are real people, real customers sharing her excitement about her product, but instead of building authentic community by acknowledging them, she's curating a polished feed that keeps all the attention on her. It's one-way street. She wants the validation, the free promotion, the optics of buzz, but without the inconvenience of giving someone else the spotlight for a second. That, my friends, is not community. That right there is exactly what we have been seeing Meghan do. Control everything in disguise as gratitude. Why? Is she afraid people will go check out those accounts and see unfiltered opinions? I don't know. I thought these were her mega fans. Or does she just not want to share the spotlight with her own customers? I am puzzled at this one. In 2025, not tagging your fans is a brand red flag. It says, thanks a lot, but no thank you. I'm just going to use your stuff for content and take the credit for it. Like, no, girlfriend. And honestly, for a brand that claims to be infused with joy and community, this just screams manipulative and control. If you're not willing to credit your audience, don't expect loyalty. Real community means mutual respect, mutual. Not harvesting praise in silence. This whole ordeal is a mess. When you think Meghan cannot make another bold, wrong move for her business, she finds another way. Like, what the what, Meghan? What is happening? Invite me behind the scenes. I want to go behind the scenes. What is going on in that business? Meghan wants to be seen as real, but only on her terms. That is the worst thing to do in business. She wants connection without the vulnerability, praise without the transparency, and loyalty without engagement. But you cannot curate connection. You have to build it. Once more, why is she afraid people will go check out those accounts and see unfiltered opinions, real, scripted reactions that don't fit her hyper-controlled brand aesthetic? Or is it that tagging her customers would mean relinquishing even the tiniest bit of spotlight, something she's clearly not comfortable with? It suggests that even in her so-called community-focused business, she cannot resist filtering and gatekeeping the narrative to maintain full control. And to those mega fans still attached to everything she says and does, I want to know why. What is the specific thing about her that you find so relatable and endearing? I truly want to know, because most of us are just stunned at the mess that she keeps making in her own life, all by herself, and in her business. And she only has herself to blame and will never and has never taken accountability for it. Because if you're a creator or an entrepreneur, let this be a reminder to lead in your business with truth, build your audience with authenticity, and do not twerk your way into PR backfire. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you think below. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.